She just stuck her foot up under my hand and pushed it off the damn book.
Hey, it's Karen. Welcome back to my channel. Guys, it's officially October, which means it is now officially the Cardigan Saga, all things sweater month. Before I get into the Cardigan Saga, I pulled up my video editing software and I'm like deleting this video, but I'm going to talk a little bit about real quick, since I have some of these clips still in here, about what I was talking about. If those of you who are new here, you don't know, I draw and paint and do various kinds of arts, or I did. I don't really have any desire to draw right now, which is kind of unfortunate because it's Drawloween and Inktober season, and that's usually something that I participate in. But it's been hard to find that creative vibe in that outlet since Apache died, which is why it makes me sad. Anyway, that's why I included that clip of her wanting love while I was working on, I believe that was a Rectus journal, and I'm looking at it right now, and it's the close your eyes, and I want to say it's like draw circles and then connect the circles. And so I did it, and I made it Super Mario Brothers themed. I haven't opened this sketchbook in like 2 or 3 years. Like, Toby's upset that I just like choked. So there's a lot of stuff in here that I haven't seen for a long time. Like pizza, elephant, Trixie Mattel, taco dinosaur. I drew this, like, I first got alcohol ink markers and I just saw, this is like the taco dinosaurs that are on my bag that Mozzarella destroyed. Like Tacosaurus Rex, as I mentioned in a previous video. But lots of circle practice. This is an Elio sketchbook. Lots of drawings of Apache, anatomy practice. Anyway, where I'm going with this is there was this whole like debacle in the crochet community. Okay. The crappy thing about this is it's a copyrighted character, so the pattern author cannot sue. Or I don't think she can. She should be able to, because this is messed up. But real quick, I'm at 2 minutes right now. I'll go ahead and explain what it is. A creator called Nerdy Knits, wonderfully talented, made her Oogie Boogie pattern. Okay. Some other person, we're gonna call him Vanilla Ice. So Vanilla Ice comes over here and purchases Nerdy Knits pattern, and then it is recreating the pattern with some minor tweaks, right? So she stole Nerdy Knits pattern and is now saying it's hers because she modified like 2 or 3 things and admitted to this. Don't do that, guys. And now it's putting out a pattern tester call, and I think is planning on selling this pattern as well. Anyway, so that made me think of this. So I actually have some original characters from when I used to draw. I've got a yoga doing werewolf, and okay, Karen from the future. A yoga doing werewolf? A werewolf doing yoga? I'm tired. I'll insert a picture of it. Just like a couple different things, but how cool would it be? And this might be a project for next year, Karen, because I'm just overloaded right now with just a bunch of stuff. But if I were to make an Amigurumi out of one of my original characters, that's what a segue. But I did in 2019. I'm going to put a clip here. And what this is showing is in 2019, there was a Drawloween prompt, and it was Hot Cup of Apple Spider. During this time, so I took like a 15-year hiatus from drawing, and then I went really hard on it when I got a Rectus journal, and that lasted about 6 months. And part of that was me doing Drawloween, and at that point, I didn't understand that if you don't like something, you can just stop. And also, like, it's quality over quantity, not the other way around. So I was just putting things out and putting things out and putting things out, right? Because I was trying to use that as a view ticket on YouTube, because I was not satisfied with like, hey, I'm fat, watch me lose weight. It was one of those things where like I was like desperately trying to break through in any kind of community except for the, hey, I'm fat, I'm trying to lose weight community, because like that's exhausting, and I'm also more of a person than just what the scale says, and it's taken me a long time to realize that like I actually have self-worth. Anyway, back to this. So I put this out. Here's the clip.
Redoing this guy. Rough sketch of what he's going to be. It's a jumping spider apple.
So that was 2019, and I was like really unhappy with the cup of apple spider. It wasn't, I had completely forgotten how to draw cylinders, and I didn't do a very good job. Hey, again, from the future, I'm gonna put another picture here and kind of give a story. So I can draw a pretty badass cylinder now, and I worked on it, and I worked on it, and I worked on it, and my roommate and I saw Frank at IHOP. We used to have this ritual where we would go to IHOP every Saturday morning, and he was there, and so I was like, look, I finally figured out how to do a cylinder, and he had a sketchbook with him, as an artist does, and he pushes it over. Now, I don't draw in ink, like that's not my jam. I do colored pencil and alcohol ink markers, like Copic. And he goes, show me, and I was like, but I did it. And then later on, he was like, hey, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. And I was like, nah, man, that's the most, like, fun I've had in a long time. So, anyway, just thought I'd throw that in there. I can, in fact, draw a cylinder now. With, like, color and, like, the illustration could be cute, but, I'm not a fan of it. So I decided, and as you saw in the clip, to redo it in 2023. I didn't like Drawloween's prompts that year, so I was just going through the motions, and at this time, like, I still couldn't figure out how to draw a cylinder. It's like I had completely forgotten, but I created an apple spider, and I named him Brayburn, and I named him Brayburn because my dad hates Brayburn apples, and that's not a dig at my dad. I just think it's funny. That's Brayburn. Don't hate on the mug. It's an apple spider. Oh, I can't figure out. I think you guys can see him. This is a big sketch. This sketchbook is bigger than Apache was. I'm not even, no lie. Like, there's a picture of her standing on the sketchbook. I'll find it and I'll put it right here. But yeah, that's Brayburn. How cute would it be if I were to create that as my original character? Like an Amigurumi, and then like patent the pattern and that kind of thing. I think that would be like a really cool goal. Or become friends with somebody who does pattern design and be like, hey, you can do this if I get 50% of the cut. But I have to make friends first. Ugh. Okay, so that's that. And let's get into a cardigan. So we're at 6 minutes and 20 seconds. So apparently I did learn how to make time increments. What are those called? Segments. And you just put the time in the drop down box, like magic. I had no idea. I was like, yo, me, Karen from the future, I don't know how to do this. And then like I literally did it, and I was like, oh, okay. Cardigan. So a brief recap for those of you who are new. My Cardigan Saga. I tried to attempt to make my first hexagonal cardigan. I used the wrong yarn, and the measurements were off. I decided to scrap the whole entire project. I plan on frogging the entire thing and making it into a C2C blanket, or a rectangular granny square blanket for a living room. As a living room blanket, red heart yarn, totally doable, because you're wearing clothing while you're watching comfy Christmas movies or Halloween movies on the couch. So it's not direct on your skin for the most part, okay? I was planning on making a new hexie, and while I was like coming up with my color palette and whatnot, I was playing around on Facebook, and my tattoo artist put out his Halloween flash. I saw this, and I decided I would like that tattoo. Before I go any further, I just want to explain, like, I don't have the audacity here. I have known my tattoo artist since high school, since my senior year of high school, when he moved to the area. I know him fairly well. We have been friends for a very long time. So I knew that if anybody was going to be down for this idea, it would be him. So I didn't just I don't want to seem like I just assumed that he would say yes. Because I don't want to put anybody in that position. I know this individual very well, and I approached him and said, hey, I have this idea. You can totally shoot me down. I won't get upset. How do you feel about exchanging services? I make you a cardigan. You give me a tattoo. And he agreed. So that's great. I think in one of my previous videos, I said my friend Frank 70,000 times, and that is because of how my brain works. I do this thing where I label people, and so when I talk about them, I will say my German Thomas, or my friend Frank, or my best friend Gage, my best friend Lene, my roommate Lene. So, and I always give the title no matter what. So like, that's why I did it. And when I was watching that back, I was like, that's so cringe. People are going to think like you're weird. And like, that's true. But also like my brain is, it's the title and all. So I reached out to him. He agreed. I presented him with a couple of different cardigan options and he picked this particular one. Okay. I know his color palette. It's going to be this. And once I'm finished with my cardigan, at that point, I think I'm gonna give him 3 or 4 different granny squares to choose from. Probably a traditional granny, diamond pattern, off center, and like a half solid, half traditional granny square. I think that would look rad in his color palette. Anyway, so I purchased the pattern that he picked, and then I started making squares so I can make my own. Frank and I happen to wear the same size, which is a men's large, extra large. So I figure I need to test this pattern out for wonkiness. Anyway, I will go ahead and I will figure out anything that needs to be corrected first and make mine. That way I know going into it, when making his, what the problems are. So we wear the same size. I can go ahead, get this made, have him try it on. Obviously he's a man. He's probably like, you know, and I'm not. I just am a little tiny lady that has excess skin, so our measurements are going to be a little bit different. You know, broad shoulders, and he's like 6 foot, and I'm just like 5'2", and like fly away. Anyway, that's my. So you know what I'm trying to say. So I'm gonna make it, have him try it on, and if everything is good, then I will proceed, and I know, you know, exactly A, B, C, D, and I'll be able to knock it out. Okay, there's the recap. Now going forward. So, this is the pattern that I chose. It's gorgeous. These all need to be blocked. I've made 26 of this square in the past 30 days. So, originally the plan was to go in this color palette, once I picked this color palette, which that's a whole debacle. That's documented in a previous video. And once I got to about the 15th square, I was like, I need some change. So I decided, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and alternate with this. But the issue is, even if this is blocked, this is still larger. So I don't know what happened with this particular color of Impeccable. I think it's called like Lagoon. It's their peacock color. This is significantly thicker than this, right? But it's the same weight, thus making it larger. And I was like, okay, we got a problem. So I have officially like 24 squares. So I have one whole side done, like technically the back and one whole side. And this is not going to work. Okay. So I was sitting there on Saturday and I was trying to problem solve, like, what can I do? Also, my crochet bestie pointed out that this is hard to make out what that is. And I agree. I'm going to frog that and recycle the yarn. So I was like, I wonder what a traditional granny square. I was going between like a diamond pattern or a traditional. So I ended up making this, and I was going to do the 3 because I really like the way the peacock looks. So I was going to do 3 rounds of it, but the issue is that would have made it still too big. So I put the gold on the outside because the gold is the same weight as everything else. It's just this. And that works really well. And I like that better. And honestly, if I could get away with removing this and just doing like the light blue, I would, but it's too late. And I picked that as part of the color palette, and now I just got to go for it. So I'm going to go ahead and proceed with this as an alternate square. So I've got 2 of these done. I need to do 22 more. If I start feeling sick and tired of this, then I will move into doing like a daisy square, which is super easy. And we'll go from there. But that is the plan. So I will go, and next video, I will update you. This room, I'm going to try and reorganize this room and move that white thing out of the way because it's an eyesore. I plan on getting a crafting table, which will be right there. so that way I can start like recording what I'm doing and showing you guys, and that way the project never touches the floor, because I'm gonna need that anyway, working on projects for other people. Also, I've got a couple bereavement blankets for babies that I'm gonna be doing over the next couple months, so those absolutely cannot have pet hair on them. So they're going to go from a higher location to a bag and never touch anything. So even though the dogs are going to be completely kicked out of this room, I still am paranoid about pet hair because Mozzie be hairy. I'm also going to try and get these uploaded and change the date from like Wednesday, because analytics say that you guys don't like to look at videos on Wednesdays. So we're going to try Saturday and Sunday, because as I learned previously, I've been doing YouTube since 2017. Videos just do better on Saturdays and Sundays. So I don't know what the reasoning is. I've been paying attention. So I'm also like working hard on like making better thumbnails, paying attention to analytics, you know, when you guys are more likely to view, that kind of thing. Because like I would really like to, you know, get this up and running and popping. But after this video, starting next video, we're going to try out Saturdays for a while. And if you guys are still not like receptive to it, then we're going to go ahead and try Sundays. So, all right. Peace out, Girl Scout.
Hi.